Alrighty guys, we're back for some Valet returns, and this is a Streets of New Capenna standard build. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some normal play mode. Not that this deck isn't going to be pretty good, I think it's actually going to be decent. I just feel like playing normal play mode over ranked right now, honestly, so that's the only reason. Okay, what do we got in the build here, guys? Wait, first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat, and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you guys. Okay, now let's go over the deck. We have 4 Goldhounds, 4 Kumano faces Kakkazan, and 3 Rabbit Batteries. All solid 1-drops, we know all of them well at this point. You don't see Goldhound being played as much as I thought it was going to be played, but just in case, I'll go over it one more time for the people in the back. We got a 1-drop 1/1 first strike menace, tap it, sack it, add 1 mana of any color. I think this is going to be a pretty terrific card in here overall. We have 4 Battle Cry Goblins. While there isn't much of a goblin theme in here, there are other ways to get goblins, but it's mainly in here for the pack tactics, which we'll go over in just a second. We have 4 Bloodthirsty Adversaries, a lot of great cards to hit with this from the grave, but also it's just a great hasty 2/2 that comes down after Kumano faces Kakkazan, and it swings very hard after that, right? A nice hasty 3/3 never hurt anything. We have 2 Reckless Impulse. So it's a 2-mana sorcery. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. I'm surprised this doesn't see more play, but we have other cards like the Red March that I don't remember the name of right now. But the March doesn't pair well with the Bloodthirsty Adversary, and I wanted to be able to grab this from the grave with the Adversary if need be. We have a couple... 4 sudden breakthroughs, not a couple. This is a 2-mana instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains first strike until the end of turn. Create a treasure token. While the first ability on this isn't as strong as something like Antagonize, which gives like +4/+3, this is really in here for that treasure token. As you guys can see, with the Goldhound and the treasure off the sudden breakthrough, we're trying to ramp up our mana just a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Trying to ramp up our mana so we can play multiple creatures on a turn, which of course that's going to come in handy with Devilish Valet, the keystone of the deck. This is a 3-mana 1/3 trample haste. With Alliance, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double Valet's power until end of turn. So you want to slam as many creatures onto the board as possible. Cards like you see a Pair of Goblins is perfect for that. A 3-mana instant with you can choose one of these abilities. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn, or you can create 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. So this card's great even when you don't see Valet, because you might still be going wide with these other cards, and so being able to charge on in, sometimes it just wins you the game, which is pretty darn cool. But if you're not charging in, then you can create those 2 goblins. If you do got that Valet on the board, that's going to double the Valet's power twice. And then at that point, you're kind of hoping for some of the other cards to buff them a 3rd or even a 4th time, like the Battle Cry Goblin's pack tactics here. Whenever Battle Cry Goblin attacks, if you attacked with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, which hopefully it's not too hard to get to that 6 power, you create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. So you can swing in, you get that extra goblin, it doubles the Valet's power once again, and cards like Sudden Breakthrough will hopefully help us get to that 6 power sooner, while also giving us a treasure. So we might be able to use that treasure to play something simple like a Rabbit Battery, right? To like further the double the Valet's power. So there's a lot of cool things going on here. Something else noteworthy off of the breakthrough too is that first strike can come in handy, because Valet does get taken out by first strike creatures. Like you could have a 2 million power Valet swinging on in, and then a 3/3 first strike just takes out the Valet before any of that damage goes through. So the first strike might come in handy on that. We do have 3 Restoration of Eiganjos. The main reason we're also playing white in the build, the only reason actually, yeah, we're splashing white for Restoration of Eiganjo, which the first ability on here, search your library for a basic plains, reveal it, put it into your hand. So we do got 3 basic plains over here just in case, but we're not necessarily using this for the ramp. The second part of this is you can discard a card. When you do, return target permanent card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So yeah, you could totally just discard that plains, bring it back, ramps you up a little bit, maybe gets you closer to your top end. But also, you can discard a card and grab like your Battle Cry Goblin back from the grave, or a Bloodthirsty Adversary, or even a Goldhound, because Goldhound, you know, sacrifices itself. Maybe you used it to ramp into Restoration. For example, like turn 2 Restoration off the Goldhound, and then you can discard that plains that you got, bring the Goldhound back. Or it's later in the match and you have a Valet on the board, and that second ability just helps you get creatures onto the board to double the Valet's power. So, seems pretty cool. But then also, Architect of Restoration, when this card flips, it is a Vigilance 3/4 with whenever Architect attacks or blocks, create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. Okay, there we go. That helps the Alliance on the Valet once again. Okay, on the top end of the build here, we got 2 Blade Historians. Attacking creatures you control have double strike. This helps us close out the game. I love Blade Historian so much. I'm going to miss it when it rotates out. So I'm going to try to squeeze it into some extra builds here and there when I get the chance. And I think it's going to be pretty good in here too. So the mana base, we do have a Seat. We have 3 Den of the Bugbear. We have a Crucible of Defiance as well as our dual land. No Snarls, so Den of the Bugbear, and you see a Pair of Goblins. You know, they both produce goblins, so that does work with the Battle Cry Goblin's first ability. Goblins you control get +1/+0, so we do want to note that. When you play Bloodthirsty Adversary as a 5-drop, you can bring back the You See a Pair of Goblins, which could be really good. You can bring back the Sudden Breakthrough, which helps you get that treasure token, and you can also bring back the Reckless Impulse, which helps you just see more cards off the top of your library. So there's a lot of cool things to do with Adversary in the build too. I think this one's going to be pretty solid, but we'll see, right? That there is like more than one reason I'm taking it into normal play mode. Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to take it into ranked, but I don't know. That might change by the end of it. Either way, oh hey, we have some honorable mentions. Kabira Takedown, there's lots of cool ways for this deck to go wide, but since we're only splashing white for the Restoration, I didn't think Takedown was going to be worth it. We have Antagonize. I already brought this card up. I think Sudden Breakthrough is going to be a little bit better in this particular build. Adeline, okay, this is a big one, but the double white, you know, with the treasure on the Goldhound and the Sudden Breakthrough, you might not have any issues actually casting out Adeline, and Adeline's really, really good with Valet, but I don't know if I could squeeze it in here or not, but it's something to think about. And Burn Down the House too. If you're running into a lot of decks where you just gotta wipe the board, Burn Down the House is perfect because it's also pretty aggressive. 3/1/1 Devils, buffing the Valet 3 times, or doubling the Valet's power 3 times. Yeah, that could be pretty good. This is probably the best honorable mention and definitely something to consider. Some cards that you could drop for it are probably like one of the 3 Rabbit Batteries, just go down to 2 of those, or one of the Reckless Impulse, but I think the Impulse is going to be pretty good, so. Okay, now let's take it into some normal play mode and see how it does. All right, let's see if we get right into the first match here. There it is, 2 seconds. Get all that good luck. All right. So like I was trying to say while going over the deck there, I think the deck's going to be pretty decent. There's just something about it that makes me not want to take it into ranked. While ranked is really rough right now anyways, this is a good hand. We have no turn 2 off the Kumano, so we're actually going to start with the Rabbit Battery in case we draw a 3-drop here too. Okay, so we could drop both Kumanos here. I don't know if I mind that too much. We'll start with a swing. Okay, they don't kill the rabbit battery. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it. Maybe we'll get lucky and actually draw a 3-drop creature. Maybe a Valet? That would be really good. Hargnar. Oh, Valet! Let's go, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Holy cow. Getting 2 counters on this is huge. Oh my goodness. I could not have asked for a better draw there. Okay. So now, next turn, Valet's power buffs twice, so they really need to kill this Valet. Well, they might get there. They might get there. It could be... okay. Tovolar does not get there. Okay, return it. Is it possible for me to sudden breakthrough before these enter? I'm gonna try to... Opponent, no! Don't leave! Opponent, it was gonna be so fun! Excuse me, guys. Losing my voice over here. So, excuse me. Okay. I think if I would have had full control... No. I think I could have put a stop at my upkeep to sudden breakthrough on the Valet to get it to 5 power. And then the etchings were about to enter the battlefield. So it would have been 10, then 20. So if I would have put a stop at the upkeep, I think we would have been able to get a lot more damage through. Either way, that was looking really bad for the opponent. I was still going to try to full control before these entered and tried the sudden breakthrough. But yeah, that's something to think about for sure. Think about that stop at the upkeep. That was a good first match. That was exactly what I would have hoped for. I always hear, like, you know, Valet is... Like, I always hear people say Valet is a janky card and stuff like that. And you guys know I'm on the fence because I think it's really, really good. But there are moments where it can be really janky too. And that's because you do need the entire deck to be working with it. And then if you have your entire deck working with it, then sometimes you don't draw it. Now, is the rest of your deck actually doing something is the question. So you need the rest of your deck to work without Valet. But then when Valet is out there, you actually need the rest of your deck because it doesn't work too well on its own. Okay, you see a pair of goblins. Okay, they think we're just rocking the classic Boros aggro at this point. It's not, I promise, opponent. I promise it's different. Restoration of Eiganjo is probably the play here. You see a pair of goblins could be... Oh no, opponent! But I promised it was different, opponent. Aw, man. So we just have so many good cards packed in here too. Aw, man. Yeah, they definitely just thought we were just like the normal Boros aggro. They probably thought Sunrise was gonna come down that turn. Either way, we were pretty stacked. We had a lot of great cards to go through. I think we might turn one Crucible into Goldhound. I think that might be better than playing Pathway on red because we might need that white. Even though Goldhound mana fixes, yeah, I think it's Crucible. We do have a turn 3 or a turn 2 Valet if we wanted to, but it doesn't look like a great idea against a deck that could easily remove it. It says first strike. I'm gonna attempt the block here. Oops, yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, it's easy to forget that Goldhound has first strike and menace because it's like, what on earth? Why is this card so good, right? And then you rarely see it too, so I don't blame the opponent one bit. Yeah, let's go turn 2 Valet. Easy block for the opponent. No point in swinging because we're tapped out. So turn 2 Valet lets us go Bloodthirsty Adversary and get a pretty good swing here. Looks like the opponent is also getting a very good swing. We should be scared. We should be, for sure. Oh, nice. Okay. You see a Pair of Goblins does the same thing, and we could keep... We could keep that back. I just think going wider here and then also like getting the blocker off the Goldhound or a potential chump blocker. Also a little bit of ramp too, so it could be sudden breakthrough, buff the Valet, get that treasure. But we actually don't even need the Goldhound treasure. Sudden breakthrough on the Valet, gets it up to 3 power. Then we go, you see a Pair of Goblins. It'll go up to 6 power, then 12 power. So it's getting very dangerous for the opponent if they don't remove the Valet here, or if they end up full swinging. Fable, okay. Get a blocker down. If they end up, they're going to give haste to this to get a treasure, then they'll have 2 open to potentially remove the Valet. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, they're going to save a blocker back. So let's take the 5 and hope that they don't remove the Valet here. But I think it is going to be removal. Habit Battery. We only have 1 open. Is it going to be a Voltage Search? Reconfigure. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, opponent. Well. Oh yeah, it is. We do need the Goldhound for the ramp to get to pull off the you see a Pair of Goblins. Flying Haste. Make sure it doesn't have First Strike. What's this other ability? Artifacts. Okay. This is all instant speed too, by the way. So like we don't even have to. As long as we don't swing with Goldhound here. Oh wait, we're gonna die. Wait, yeah, we don't get there this turn. Oh crap. Oh crap, I got too greedy. Let's see if they block. Yeah, we only have 12 damage here, guys, off the Valet. They end up going for no block. We do have chump blockers in the you see a Pair of Goblins, so that's good at least. We just don't know what kind of removal the opponent... Wait. Oh, they didn't block the Bloodthirsty Adversary. Oh. For some reason, my brain was telling me, oh yeah, the only card that gets through here is the Devilish Valet for the 12, but no, since they didn't block, I don't know. Yeah, my brain was like, oh, they definitely block here, right? That is awesome. Holy cow. I'm so happy that we got to see Sudden Breakthrough do a thing where we actually got the mana required to also cast the you see a Pair of Goblins. It's like I said, I think the treasure on the breakthrough is going to be more important in most cases than the antagonize. But there's also a reason that the antagonize was on the honorable mentions too, so... Well, I mean, we're gonna keep playing. We're only 18 minutes in, three victories already. Holy cow, this is a good time. I might not be having as good of a time had we have just gone right into ranked though, because people are very serious over there. They got very, very powerful decks too. But yeah, it's like I said, there's a lot of power in this build, so might be able to go right into a turn 2 Valet again, which pretty solid if you don't think it's going to get removed right away. And I think that's what I'm going to do here, because there's a lot of things that we can draw. Don't forget Restoration of Eiganjo can bring back Goldhounds too. If it's just like a Fateful Absence, then we're probably up against Control. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's go. Oh, Blade Historian. Whoo, buddy, that's a good one. Go probably Reckless Impulse this turn too. Even though I'd love to just slap the Blade Historian next turn. Probably just take the 2. And we'll Reckless Impulse. I am afraid that the Valet is going to get removed, but... Okay, Kumano's probably not worth it over the Blade Historian. It depends what we draw. Even the Crucible here might be better, but... We go Mountain... Okay, Homestead Courage. Okay, no blocks. So this is going to be a Virtuoso build, which is super fun. I think the Catgeist is sick in this build. Okay, Valet, wow. Okay, that probably just means get the Kumano down and go Blade Historian next turn. So you can play this. You can play Kumano. Next turn, Blade Historian will get... I mean, we could still go Blade Historian because Goldhound, and go Valet next turn with a extra counter, and then we have Crucible open on the following turn. Got a lot of damage possibility here. All right, let's get that Blade Historian down. Goldhound ramp for the win. Let's see. Still worth getting the Kumano. It's worth getting playing the 2 extra cards off of the Reckless Impulse. You see a guard approach. Nice. Okay, yeah, that slows us down for a turn. For sure. So in that scenario, the other Valet would have still been able to swing in, but this had Vigilance when it swung, so... There's the Virtuoso. Okay, here we go, here we go. Azorius Virtuoso is very scary, as we know. Hey, Wedding Announcement, that's a new one. Haven't really seen Wedding Announcement in these builds. Double Strike on the Virtuoso is pretty bad. It's pretty bad for us. But we could always get the Valet's power. Nope, 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 nope. Double Strike, they'll just take each other out regardless. Oh, man. Virtuoso locks us down, and the opponent knows what they're doing. So next turn, if we pout... Den of the Bugbear is a pretty good draw. Yeah, we can't swing. They locked us down. Hopefully we don't just die next turn or something. Den of the Bugbear powers up. We could have powered it up. No, no, no. We don't want to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know whose game this is, but this is an exciting one. I like this. Yeah, Den of the Bugbear powers up, swings in, and generates that extra 1/1, which doubles both of our Valet's power. But that's only 1. Whereas if we go Crucible and get a couple 1/1s, then that does double all their power twice. And Double Strike Trample on each Valet. If they swing with Virtuoso, they're going to want to make sure they give it Vigilance off of a Homestead Courage or something. Storm Chaser Drake, okay. The opponent is being very cautious. That's right, we get Etching this turn. We get Etching. We go pretty wide with the Den. Restoration isn't bad. I think we full swing. And then we channel this out and just try to get all that damage through. Because everything has Double Strike. So we discard this. Create 2 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. They gain haste until end of turn. We could do this before combat, but we're trying to use it as a combat trick. This ability costs 1 less. Okay. Yeah, we want to use it as a combat trick. So we're going to full swing. So the good news is it wasn't a you see a guard approach. They have 3 cards in hand. The reason we don't hold it back is because the more turns we give them, I think they're going to outpace us. I really do. I think it's going to be possible for them to outpace. Go for the Blade Historian. Crap. Okay, no, we have Double Strike too. So I think they all keep the Double Strike when the Blade Historian dies off the first strike, right? Oh no, guys, I don't think I should have swung with the Blade Historian. Oh no, now I'm scared. Plus a slip out the back would really ruin this plan. Okay. Okay, well, here goes nothing, I guess. We got a lot of damage going through, but there it is. Okay. So a slip out the back. Right, so look. Alright, so few things. I really got to go over this real quick. View battlefield. The double strike, like the first strikes hit each other, so the Blade Historian was gone, and so all of these lost their double strike. So holding the Blade Historian back would have been the best bet. But we didn't know what was in their hand either. A slip out the back on the Blade Historian also could have ruined the double strike, but then also, since we did swing in there, a slip out the back on the chunky Devilish Valet would have been devastating. So honestly, a pretty risky play there overall. I don't know what the best play would have been, because the longer we wait, the more protection they end up getting, and they can just keep on buffing their Virtuoso over time. So I don't know when the best time to actually swing in would have been. I don't know. There was a lot of risky stuff going on there that I didn't think about till after I actually attacked. So 100% win rate so far. Yeah, this is doing something. You might be able to take it into ranked. I still don't know if I would or not. Like, you kind of just want to have fun with a build like this, and yeah, you can have fun in ranked too, but you guys know what I mean. All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table? Pretty slow hand. We do go first. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Like, it's not that slow, and we have stuff to do. So, because we got the turn 2 here, turn 3 at this point, since we got a 2-drop is what I'm trying to say, we go for the Kumano and attempt the buff on that. We drop the land first in case this is a Jwari Disruption. Doesn't look like it. Get the Rabbit Battery down just for a little hasty swing here. And I doubt a Meat Hook for 1 would happen. Oh, definitely not. Bloodchief's Thirst on the Battle Cry Goblin. Nice. And a Foretell. Okay. Okay, I think... a lot of options here. We could protect the Rabbit Battery by attaching it to the etching, but I think it's just going to be Restoration to bring the Battle Cry Goblin back next turn. And we don't even play the Plains, because that's the card I plan on discarding. Well, Reckless Impulse could be pretty good to discard too, and then we'd have the Plains if we drew a Blade Historian. And we'd be one step closer to the Bloodthirsty Adversary. Alright, yeah, we'll play it. We'll play it. Because if we draw a land too. Okay, another Bloodchief's Thirst, yep. Rabbit Battery. And we will discard Reckless Impulse. I like that you see a Pair of Goblins versus this deck a little bit more. And Battle Cry Goblin can come back. Comes back tapped. Well, there's reasons to think that Kumano might be better there then, since it does come back tapped. I'm going to attach the Rabbit Batteries to one another, and I think I'm going to save Bloodthirsty Adversary back. Okay, so if that's a you see it, what's it called? Crazy. GG opponent. I don't know if I just was playing that out too slow, or they just didn't have anything in their hand. I have no idea. That was weird. That was a weird concede. Yeah, it was a Saw It Coming. What was I saying? I was like mixing Saw It Coming with You See a Guard Approach, I think. Well, would have been some good options here. Like, I was just going to attach the Rabbit Battery to protect one of them from like a potential Meat Hook, so that way we'd at least get a Rabbit Battery back. But we also could have swung in and then buffed them both with the Charge Them ability on the You See a Pair of Goblins. Would have been 6 damage swinging on in, and then if we drew a land, Bloodthirsty Adversary could slam down and bring back the You See a Pair of Goblins and just win the game. That is something to consider, but yeah, you gotta always think, like, the Saw It Coming probably would have been open to actually Yeah, they probably would have used it on the UC of Pair of Goblins actually, right? I don't know. 5 matches in, 100% win rate. I'm feeling pretty lucky right now, but also maybe I landed on something pretty good here. I don't know. Restoration seemed pretty good, but I don't think I'd go up to 4 of them. I think the 3 is pretty good. I think the 3 is where it's at with the restoration, but if it ends up continuing to be pretty good in every match that I see it in, then maybe 4 of them, but it's not a bad hand. Goldhound and the Sudden Breakthrough help with the restoration. I'm going to go Goldhound first because, as we know, a turn 2 Valet has been very good, except against decks that can deal with it right away. So let's hope that they just don't have spot removal for the Valet. I think it's still worth the risk overall. We could have gone Restoration too, but nice. Okay, so Valet survives a turn. And we probably... What do you guys think that is over there? Sudden Breakthrough and Kumano, it doesn't seem too bad. Battle Cry Goblin buffing that, though. Let's just get 2 through, and having the extra creature down could be huge for us. Really? What? I know we're in normal play mode, but we haven't seen this many concedes in a long while. 6 wins in a row at this point. We had a really, really good lineup. Like, for example, if we would have drawn a land there, which you never know, we might not have seen a land for like the next for like the next 20 cards, but still, we could have charged them before combat, swung in so that way the pack tactics went off, and then that would have been a huge swing. Holy cow. What would that have been? That would have been what, 10 damage? Or no. Yeah. I don't even know anymore. I'm just leaving the match before I embarrass myself. Let's hop into another game. Man, I want to end on a high note, like 6 victories in a row. We might as well just quit while we're ahead, but we're only 32 minutes in. We definitely have time for 1 or 2 more games, so I might as well play it out. This is a fun time, though. Really, we might have landed on something with Valet here, guys. We know Devilish Valet can be good. It's like I said earlier, the deck also has to work when you don't see Valet. We have so many powerful cards packed into the deck on its own. So, like, I don't know. Seems pretty good. There's another issue with Valet, and that is there's a lot of great 3-drops to choose from. We could safely play this on white, I think. I hope the opponent doesn't concede thinking that I'm just the Boros aggro that is most of the meta. Hopefully we could actually play out more matches. I mean, I'll take the victories, don't get me wrong. Yeah, Bloodchief's Thirst. Another adversary in hand. Eye Twitch, okay. Eye Twitch is not great once the etching gets out there. Sudden Breakthrough could be okay. We're gonna save that for now. Get that swing in. They probably take the 4. Okay. That's not a bad block for us unless they need... Okay. Yeah, they want to remove the etching before the Eye Twitch dies, or they don't get any benefit from it because of the exile ability. Which is one of the reasons why you'll see Kumano and etching just in every single red deck right now. Yeah, remove it first. Very smart. So, Sudden Breakthrough. So, at this point, we're going to swing first. This is a perfect example of what I mean when we don't see the Valet. Like, the deck still needs to work. And so, with Sudden Breakthrough and everything, the ramp off the treasure, we're just not, like, seeing anything to actually use it on. And so, Den of the Bugbear is probably going to be the play for next turn. So keeping the Crucible back, sure, a couple 1/1s could have been good there maybe. They would have traded with Eye Twitch for sure. But I think keeping the Crucible back as a land is better than nothing here. So that way we can guarantee a Den of the Bugbear swing next turn. Double block into the Den of the Bugbear could be really bad though. Okay, Kumano. What do you guys think? Pretty tough decision here. Couple combat tricks though. Let's get the Crucible down. I'd love to power up that den. But I think we're just going to swing and see where these blocks go. Okay, they're going to take this. Yeah, what the heck? An extra treasure makes it so that way... It's crazy that they're taking this. I guess we're going to save Sudden Breakthrough. It's weird, right? They must need those pests for something. So I was thinking 2 more damage and a treasure so that way we can power up Den easier. But I like keeping the Sudden Breakthrough back. Because there might be like another... Okay, see? The lifelink off of this is much better to take out with First Strike. So... yeah, that's much better. You deal with this annoyance. So them not blocking last turn was a little weird to me. Even a double block into the Goldhound would have been good for them. They didn't know that we had Sudden Breakthrough, but still. Okay, land lets us power up Den and then not swing with Goldhound, so we have the Sudden Breakthrough open. Swinging all at face. We don't care about the Sorin because we're just getting that damage through. All at face. Alright, let's see it. Let's see it, opponent. Double block into the Den. They're thinking, do they want to split all this up? Okay. Do we let the Den die? They're going to gain 2 from the pest regardless. Yeah, this was going to be a tough uphill battle regardless. I think we need to take out the lifelink. It does suck. It does. Losing the Den is really bad for us. We have 2 more Dens in the deck. It comes out tapped, unfortunately, at this point. But etching next turn. I think just get rid of the lifelink. Let the trades happen. They go back up to 8. It's not looking great, but it's not looking terrible. What would be really bad is like a Blood on the Snow right on turn 6 here. Etching still comes out. Just saving the pests for the Den of the Bugbear. That must have been what that was. Ooh, Vengeful Reaper. Okay. So these... nice. Nice. Okay, this is why Reckless Impulse is in here, to help us in situations like this where we're just not seeing it. Blade Historian. I mean, we gotta play Blade Historian. I get the Sudden Breakthrough can take out the Reaper, but it's gotta be the Blade Historian. Well, we could have saved it for next turn too. This is fine. This is fine. Just let the opponent deal with the blocks. Keep on swinging in because at any moment there could be a complete board wipe. And even if we didn't play Blade Historian, not having any creatures would be very bad. So even if we played like the Blade Historian next turn instead, like either way it would have been really bad. Okay, it doesn't look like a board wipe since they got the vampire out first. We might get there. I guess we full swing. Simple spot removal for the Blade Historian could hold this back, so a Sudden Breakthrough. They gain 2 regardless. We're going to slap this onto the Goblin because we don't know what the spot removal in their hand is going to look like. Okay, so hear me out. If we would have put that onto the adversary, sure, the first strike damage would have taken it out before the lifelink, but we don't know. Okay, spot removal for the cup. We're gonna get we're gonna get the 3 first strike down through. See, look at that. That was sick. That was sick, guys. That was so good. Again, the first strike coming in handy off of the sudden breakthrough. Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 victories in a row. I mean, like, yeah, the opponents conceded sometimes. I guess take it with a grain of salt since we weren't in ranked, but I know a lot of you guys don't like ranked anyways, so if you're just playing for normal play mode, holy cow, this was a fun one. I mean, you guys saw there were a few moments where I really had to think, but it's not a difficult deck by any means, especially if you're used to playing aggro anyways. Here it is again. I could not be happier right now, guys. The Goldhound was amazing. The sudden breakthrough was amazing. The Devilish Valet came into play when it came into play, but guess what? The deck didn't need it. This was sweet, guys. Blade Historian was so good here. Battle Cry Goblin was good, even though there aren't too many goblins. It just kind of takes the place of Adeline in a sense, even though Adeline doesn't need the whole pack tactics nonsense where you need power of 6 or greater. It's still kind of there, and it's just another 2-drop to come off of the Kumano too. Kumano's amazing. Rabbit Battery did a thing at least once there somewhere, right? Even just having that extra creature to buff the Alliance. Restoration seemed pretty good and worth the splash. Guys, I loved this one. This was one of my favorite ones since New Capenna, honestly. And it's not just because of the victories. You guys saw how it played out too. It played like an aggro deck. I don't really know how else to explain it, right? It just, like, we had these sick combat tricks and everything too. Guys, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions. I hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did, and I will see you in the next video.